Hey there everybody, this bike's been having some problems coughing, and it's the accelerator pump. We're going to show you how to adjust a carburetor, specifically an S&S Super carburetor on an old shovel head today. If you look right there, there's 3 screws. That's the throttle stop on the far left. Right down there in the corner, that one right there that looks like an X is the mixture screw. And then if you can get in here and see this, where the heck is it? There's a screw right there. That is the accelerator pump. So I'm going to put the camera on a tripod, and I don't know if you will be able to hear me or not. First thing we're going to do is set the mixture, make sure it's right, because these old bikes, they can vibrate and those screws can adjust quite a bit on you. Then what we do is we back it off to the idle changes, and then we count how many turns, usually half turns, until the other way, until the idle changes again, which is rigid in it. And then we count those turns, and then we go halfway, so it's right in the middle. Then the accelerator pump, we either have to advance it or one way or lower it the other while blipping the throttle until the little cough goes away. The throttle stop, all that does is adjust the idle. If I have to adjust that, I will. If I don't, I won't. Okay, we have ourselves a little homemade screwdriver. It's just a flathead with the handle's been ground down to clear the carburetor. This thing's going to be very loud, so I don't know if I'm going to have to talk over the video or not, but we're going to do things in the order that I did it. I said I was going to do. Let's turn the tickler on just to make sure. Need it. Adjust the mixture. Set right now. We're going to do the accelerator pump. And then it dies. You can't get rid of the cough completely. You just can make it the best you can. It's these old carbureted bikes, you're not supposed to off idle. Just give it a shit ton of gas. It's gonna stall a little bit regardless if you do that. There we go. I'm sure the neighbors are tired of that by now. Shut the gas off, if I can find it. About where you heard the idle at, where it was idling, is where a Harley should be idling. People have them way too low, way lower than that. Where it was idling where I had the mixture. I'm not sure which way's enrich, which way's lean on this, to be completely honest. But one way is one way is the other. I believe clockwise is enriched because it started to speed up a little bit before it died. So that's the only thing I'm guessing at. We did that. We bumped the idle up just a little, set the mixture. We turned it forward till it stalled, and I turned it back till it started to die. Started to lean out. It stalls much quicker when you flood it. It's weird that way. And got it right in the middle, and it was still kind of running goofy. I enriched it just a little bit, and it was smooth. It was right around that middle mark between stall and idle down. You get it right in the middle, and then a little adjust makes it idle run better. You just adjust it. I adjusted the idle a few times. You kind of want to bump the idle up a little bit when you're adjusting the accelerator pump. But you hear it when I gave it a whole bunch of gas. It would backfire in the carb just a little bit. Right there at the end, it was doing it good. Before, every once in a while, I get the pop, 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 pop trying to take off, and it's not doing that now. I'll probably take it around the block, test ride it after I put the camera away, just to make sure. But it should be good now. And like I was saying with the idle, that part where it was going blip, 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 and I'm like, crap, you know. A lot of people like to set their idles on Harleys at that RPM, and that's really bad for them. It creates way more vibration than you should have. You got the main bearings on the crankshaft, the journals. The constant speeding up and slowing down. You can fuck up rods in your crank. I don't know how many. It's very common for people to do that, and it's very hard on their motors. If your bike's just barely running, and I know a Harley sounds like it's barely running. You heard it at the right idle speed there. But if they're barely running, where they're like blah 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 blah, you're gonna ruin your motor over time. And another thing is, these are air cooled. You can't do this all day. You can feel the heat coming off it. It's safe. I let it cool down before I did this. And it got a little better when the bike warmed up, but you can't just do this all day. You can't leave a air-cooled motorcycle sit and idle all day. It'll overheat. It can screw the motor up. A lot of people that own these bikes do not know what they're doing. Honest to God, I know this is a YouTube channel, I'm supposed to be nice, but a lot of people don't know their ass from their hole in the ground. They got a Harley or an old bike and they think, oh, it's neat, it sounds cool, I know what They're idiots. They do not know what they're talking about. Most people don't. You want your idle set at least about where I have it. If it's a little higher, it's not a big deal. It's just less likely to stall and die at a stoplight. This bike, when it gets warmed up, it does like to idle a little high. Sometimes. It's an old bike. It's got a carburetor. You know, that's just what way they are. It's not a big deal. You're better off to be a little high than too low. It's just that it'll get warmer at a stoplight. In which case, if you had railroad tracks or something, or a really long stoplight, just shut your damn bike off. Just shut it off. There's no reason to leave the thing idling. You can just shut it off, train goes by or whatever, turn it on, fire it up and leave. That's all you got to do. They're air-cooled. So that's how you adjust a carburetor. And these things vibrate so much, I'm sure you saw the bike vibrating, that those screws will move over time, and you just have to adjust it. You got to check the oil every once in a while. These old shovel heads, they burn, what is it, like a half a quart every 3,000 miles or every oil change or something like that. It's just normal. Freshly rebuilt shovel head motor, no leaks, nothing wrong with it, pristine condition, will go through some oil. It's like, I think it's like half a quart every 3,000 miles or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Especially if you have, no wait, that's primary oil, never mind. And all shovel heads do leak oil out of the primaries. This one doesn't because it's got a belt drive. That's that whining you were hearing. Nice thing. I'm glad this has that. But yeah, that's how you have to adjust it. You've got to take care of old carbureted vehicles. The truck behind the camera. Oh my God. I'm under the hood of that thing all the time. Neighbors like, what's wrong with it now? It's nothing. It's just a 78 GMC. Back in the day, people checked their oil whenever they got gas, and they were always tinkering with the motor, carburetor. This is what you had to understand how engines worked a little bit to own something. And this was made in 1969, and that's the way things were. People that owned bikes had to learn to do stuff like this periodically. So if you got an old bike, you probably know that. But I thought I had to do this, and I need to record and make videos. So I figured I'd record it, show you how. You couldn't see me doing anything in there, but I showed you the screws. But till then, thanks for watching. I'm going to take this out for a spin, make damn sure it's right. But we'll see you on the next episode.